Let me join the governor of Plateau State to condemn this barbaric and senseless act in the strongest terms ever, especially at the time that the governor is doing every effort to return back the IDPs back to their ancestral home. This is another farming season, and I think this attack is very deliberate to ensure that Plateau people are kept in perpetual hunger and poverty. Otherwise, there is no reason for this attack from what we can see. I also want to say that this attack is purely criminal, it's purely mindless, and should be condemned by all lovers of peace in Plateau State and in Nigeria. There is a need to end this conflict now because I see a very, very terrible famine on the plateau. I see hunger, I see starvation, I see poverty in the land if nothing is done urgently. The government of Plateau State, the federal government, and the military operations in Plateau State are doing so well to ensure that people return back to their homes. Modalities have been put in place, committees have been set, assessments have been made. So we wonder why this renewed attack to scare the people of their ancestral home. Even though we got reliable information that this attack may be a reprisal because of some 500 cattle that were lost in the last 1 month. But I think there is no reason for such reprisal because one human life is more than even 1,000 cows. Life is sacred. Cattle are animals. As painful as this is, we expect these terrorists to go into the way of dialogue. We expect them to exploit every avenue before taking laws into their hands. However, my appeal to security agencies that they must go all out to ensure that these bad guys are arrested and kept out of circulation in our land.
Okay, so earlier you mentioned that we need to end this. Now, how do we end it? Because it seems that the country has run out of ideas. These attacks, not just in that part of Plateau, but in other parts of Plateau State have been happening over the years, and it seems like we've run out of ideas in solving this problem. How do we solve it? How do we end it permanently?
I do not agree that the country currently under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is out of idea to solve this problem. They are in tune with this problem. They are solving it gradually, and I'm sure they'll get to the end of it. The former president was actually out of idea. He deliberately allowed this to have lingered, and that's the backlog we are getting today. I cannot refuse, I cannot stop mentioning the former president anytime I speak on national television because he emboldened this criminal. We said it when he was the president. We said it when he was there piloting the affairs of this country. But this current government is doing everything possible. Some of this strategy cannot be discussed on national television. The service chiefs are on top of their games. They have put up modalities, both kinetic and non-kinetic approach to ensure that this crisis is off the track. And to be very fair to them, it is getting better. No matter how bad we look at it, it's getting better. Recruitments are on. Technologies are being brought into this fight, and non-kinetic ideas are being injected to ensure that this crisis is resolved. It's going to be resolved. All we need is time. We need time with this government. We need time with both the federal government, state government, and the local government at all levels as it stands today to end this conflict. So if we have a very workaholic general officer commanding in Plateau State, and I think if not because that commander is here, Major General Ejeh Abakar, I'm sure Plateau State would have been something else now. He led the operation himself. He has been in this terrain for the past 3 days, ensuring that that place is peaceful. I think that's what the operations are doing. They are doing so much. It's just that some of the strategies cannot really be said on television. Arrests are being made. Some of these terrorists are being neutralized on a daily basis, and the prosecution is ongoing as I speak to you currently.
But
so
you have mentioned
this very government have an idea how to end it.
You have mentioned time, but in your earlier statement with the question my colleague asked you, you seem to be angry and tired of with the whole situation, and you're saying we should give the government time. The people that are directly impacted do not have that time to give. So what more time? What time do we have?
In fairness to them, and as painful as it is, they don't have a choice. We just have to give the government time because this government didn't create the problem. This government did not create the issue. This issue were there before he came in, and naturally, some of the strategy to be put to end this conflict, some is ethnic-based, religious-based, terrorism-based. We need to get the strategy in place. Some of the things we need to end this conflict is technology-based. So I think the president cannot wake up from sleep and manufacture overnight. Sometimes we need more boots on ground. We need the funding. We need the right funding, which this government did not have initially when they came in. But like I tell you, right spending is being done. Right technology are being injected. The right guys are being deployed to ensure that this conflict is resolved. So I'm appealing to the victims. I'm appealing to people who are going through this pain to give this government little time. They are going to solve it. I'm a peace worker on ground. I have no reason to support this government if I'm not seeing any practical steps. I'm truly seeing practical steps that that is working. I'm on the field. I'm watching how these issues are being resolved. So I can tell you for free that this issue will be resolved once and for all. As I sit down to speak to you this morning, my village where I come from in Benue State, in Agapu local government and Apa local government, have been under the perpetual attack of these terrorists. The major highway that leads Abuja to go through Local Weto Bridge is under siege as I speak to you currently. These headsmen have taken over almost 30 villages in the Idoma-speaking area, especially in Apa local government and Agapu local government. So it's not a plateau team. It's not a plateau team alone. But I think efforts are being made. The security agents are on top of their game. The Nigerian military can speak for sure because I can see them. I work with them closely, and I know what they are doing. Unfortunately, they don't have the needed resources before now. But I think this president have injected a lot of resources into the operations, and I assure you that there will be hope at the end of the day.